everyone, and welcome back as always. Yay! As you know, we're back again. We're going to be watching more Game of Thrones histories and lores. We've been loving this. We're going to be watching the second part to the history of the Night's Watch.
Oh,
the first one was very good, right? And it was, I'm going to say his first name wrong, but Jorah Mormont, the character we met early on. Very cool character, but it's really neat. We were talking about before, like hearing these characters and remembering who they are, and it just gives you a whole new feel and kind of understanding about whatever they're telling you.
That's right.
Yeah, and Kim was even saying that it feels like you just want to like relax, close your eyes, and just listen to them because they're so good at voice acting, enacting. So we're going to be watching the second part, and I do believe Maester Luwin is going to be narrating this one.
Oh, good.
Joining the Night's Watch or taking the Black is a singular honour for any northerner. For it was in the north, some 8,000 years ago, that the first men drove back the White Walkers, erected the wall, and established the sworn brotherhood that would guard the realm and its people from the dangers beyond. Regrettably, the Night's Watch no longer commands the widespread respect and admiration it once did.
Ew.
While House Stark and other houses in the northern regions continue to recognise its vital importance to the safety and stability of the realm, this view is not shared by the powerful houses of the southern kingdoms or their subjects. Most regard the Watch as a misguided, obsolete order made up of useless outcasts. Admittedly, the current Night's Watch is a shadow of its former glory. Their numbers have dwindled to less than 1,000. Of the 19 castles along the wall, only 3 are functional: the Shadow Tower, Castle Black, and Eastwatch by the Sea. And the Watch's mandate of adding to the wall has been abandoned entirely. There are barely enough resources to maintain it. Recruiting officers, known as Wandering Crows, scour the dungeons and slums of the realm in hope of finding men to fill the ranks. While there is still the occasional highborn volunteer, the newest recruits are almost entirely made up of lowly criminals. Thieves, rapists and murderers, sentenced to the wall as punishment for their crimes. The decline of this once fabled order is troubling, as the danger it guards against is all too real. While the White Walkers haven't been seen or heard from in ages, and may very well be the stuff of myth, barbarian tribes that dwell beyond the wall, known as wildlings, have been a menace to the north and its people for generations. At certain points in history, the disparate wildling tribes have united behind a single leader, a king beyond the wall, and attempted large-scale attacks against the realm. But thanks to the resourceful and courageous men of the Night's Watch, these so-called kings were soundly defeated. While many have lost faith in the Night's Watch, the people of the North are steadfast in their belief that the Black Brothers will answer the call of duty. But with winter coming, diminished numbers, and a lack of widespread support, will they be ready?
Sounds pretty bleak.
Yeah, it's
so,
like, well, you're doomed.
Yeah.
First of all, Maester Luwin, it was so sad.
Yeah.
We loved you.
Yeah.
He was such a good role model for Bran, and
That's
allowed
right.
the Starks.
Grandpa,
and-
definitely,
Yeah, he was almost like their grandpa. That's how I took him, you know.
Yeah,
That's how I took him too.
It's so nice hearing his voice again, though. He's such a good voice. From what we watched before and how we were talking about, you know, the downfalls of the Night Watch, how you have like criminals, and you were saying, well, wasn't it an honor to be a member of the Night's Watch? And I'm like, and I kind of said it in not so much confidence, where I'm like, well, yeah, but they still have a lot of like, you know, criminals that go in there, and you know, rapists, thieves, all kinds of people. And but this actually hits home to that, where Lewin's talking about it was a very noble thing, like you said, to be a part of the Night's Watch and protect the people, and it was very noble. But then it went downhill, and they lost resources, and they can only get criminals to, you know, they had to, because they had no choice, to go and defend the wall. There are 3 castles.
That's right.
That are active-ish. We pretty much no Castle Black. And we were saying before in one debate, they were like, we know that Castle Black has a gate. We're like, do the other castles have gates too? And I believe they do, but they're just not, they're boarded up or something. I think they said in an earlier season, or I don't remember. But yeah, so it's just interesting, like seeing the maps and the illustrations to show you everything. And I keep looking at the different names around whatever location they're talking about, because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, and you can try to find the relation. And I saw the Frost Fangs, I think it was called. I'm like, that's cool. Yeah. And so it's very interesting. I try to think about like having a noble actually go into it now when you have all these lowborns and that are just like the real bad ones. I mean, like being a part of that, like it's so hard to mix all these people together. But that guy has a lot of spirit and really good
at the
person.
time it probably worked, but now,
it's just too. I know I'm thinking in the now,
and
like
that's
it's just
a huge
so hard.
commitment for someone who was a nobleman to go there. I mean, you can't can't bear children, you can't have a wife, you don't
live
do
well.
anything, but on the Night's Watch, which is an honor, yes, but that's a huge commitment. To have someone, leave their home. Yeah,
and why would you want that hardship? It's like stay safe for now in your own home and have people tend to you and your needs, and you have the money you need, and you don't have to worry about, I mean, I'm sure like back in the day or whatever, for hunting and whatnot, but I'm sure life is a whole lot easier than being on the wall. I'm sure it's a whole lot harder and braver. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. So thank you, Maester Lewin. We love you. And again, we're just going to keep these separate, just easier. And again, like, thank you again for all the wonderful comments, trying to help us with fair use and all that. But just to keep it easy, we're just going to do them separately. So thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you very soon as always.
Thank you. Bye.